I'm delabeling a bunch of bottles, so I wanted to make a video talking about that and giving some tips because I really struggled with this. Bottles are kind of expensive. I think it's like 50 cents for a bottle like this, just a normal one. But this cat is priceless. Look at her. But if you buy something like any of these beers that already comes in a bottle, then you can pull the label off and reuse it for whatever you're brewing. In my case, it's cider. I guess you don't have to pull the label off, but I really want to, because I have got some really cool label designs that I'd like to apply. It's part of the whole orthopraxis thing. It's talking about removing labels. I have found the absolute best way to do it is to fill the bottle with super hot water and let it sit for like 2 to 5 minutes. And we want to do that because it softens the glue, which makes it so we can just pull the label right off. And if we're careful enough, and if the glue is right, it won't leave any residue behind, because it is so much easier to deal with if there's no residue left behind. You can see there's a little bit left up here, which is a bummer, but I think that if we just go slow, and if we're careful, we can get this off without leaving much residue. Next is this kind of paper label. Well, this was more of like a plastic. This is more like paper, and typically these labels come off really, really easily. This will, oh yeah, this is leaving some residue, but this is also easier to get off. It does seem like putting warm water on the inside, it doesn't really melt the glue so much, but it will soften it some, where we won't get a ton of this ripping, we'll just get these lines, which we'll go over how to get those off later. Next are these types of labels, which is just like pure plastic, and these are a toss-up. Sometimes these come off super clean, and others, they leave a ton of residue behind. Yeah, there's a bunch of residue here, so I don't know if I will use this bottle or not. I mean, I suppose you could just stick a new label to it, but it's just kind of a pain having like a really sticky bottle. So maybe I'll keep this as a second, or for overflow or something. Now, 2 other kinds of bottles I wanted to talk about are these, where you can feel kind of a texture. Typically, these labels are held on by just hardly any glue, and that melts really nicely. So if you get bottles like these, they're great, where it's just kind of a textured paper. And the opposite of that are bottles like these. These suck. These leave a ton of residue behind, and they also tear because this is paper with a plastic coating on top. Part 2 is coming up.